Straw Hut Media.
Oh my god, we're on camera? We're on camera right now? It's my first time. What do we do? Hey, just look normal.
What's up, y'all? It's Confess Your Mess. I'm Emile, Ennis Jr. here with my fiance.
That's right, I'm AJ Gibson, the fiance.
Well, also, he's very easy to look at.
Great show planned for you today. We've got Mikalah Gordon of American Idol on. She's also my co-host on a morning talk show called The Morning Beat. Also, we want to remind you, before we get into the episode, if you want to submit your secrets, we want to hear them.
Yeah.
Go to confessyourmess.us and submit. We will keep them anonymous. We will give you the best advice we can, or we'll just laugh at you a whole lot.
Yeah, I promise I'm not going to judge you that much, if at all. But also, isn't that really cool? Confessyourmess.us, like confess your mess to us.
That's right.
Come on.
I might judge you a little bit, but it's totally okay because
totally
I'm also really messy and I share a lot of secrets and stories.
Yeah.
I confessed some of my mess today, but Michaela, she's got some doozies. Let me just say this. She was on American Idol. Mm-hmm. She was roommates with Carrie Underwood. Mm-hmm. And she's got some stories about Carrie.
Listen.
Uh-oh.
There's a lot of juice in this episode, and if you're thirsty, you're going to get quenched.
Also, if you went to a Catholic school growing up, she shares some stories that you might want to hear.
There's that.
It's awkward.
Let's get into it.
All right.
Confess your mess. Listen, so we've had a fantastic couple of weeks because we've been traveling so much, and I'm exhausted.
Yep.
And that's not a secret. I feel like I always put on Instagram that I'm so tired, but low key it's like I've been living my best life.
We're always gone.
Yeah.
Because we were locked up for a year.
Yeah. But our wedding planner reached out to us recently, and we may have an announcement soon. There's some great things happening. I am secretly very excited about our wedding.
You're getting married. Oh, our wedding. I'm marrying you.
Unless there's somebody else that I need to know about. I mean, there's a list.
I put a ring on it. I did.
The ring is gorgeous, by the way.
Aww.
But we're here for secrets. And the theme of this episode, we're going to be talking about job secrets. So we have a very special guest, and I'll let you introduce her because she's your best friend.
She is my best friend. She's also my co-host. We host a morning radio show together, the first LGBTQ plus talk radio show in the entire country. It's called The Morning Beat. I met her about 15 years ago working at Saddle Ranch Chop House.
Oh, Saddle Ranch.
At Universal Studios up in North Hollywood, or Universal City, I guess. I was a bartender. She was a server. And she previously was the youngest finalist, top 12 finalist to ever make top 12 on American Idol. She's got a voice for the gods. She had a song just came out recently during Pride Month called Cry Love. It's incredible.
Yes.
We saw her debut it in Denver at Denver Pride back in June. That was so much fun. So please welcome to the program, Mikalah Gordon, the queen.
Mikalah.
Hi.
Hello.
Listen, I love that ring talk, honey, because I was with him when he picked up the ring, and we had to keep it a very big secret.
Okay, so real talk. So we went and picked up the ring. We looked at it in Costa Mesa, but then Michaela and I talked about this, and leading up to it, I called your parents. I did a FaceTime with your mom and dad, the Reverend Ennis, and I got their approval first. I got their blessing. And then I asked Michaela to go with me, partially because I wanted my best friend there. Also, I needed the content and I wanted her to record. So she did. She's down for everything. And we went during the pandemic, which was wild. But we went to Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills because she was like, bitch, please, you're going to get that ring on Rodeo. That's what you're going to do for this man. So we did.
We're rich, honey.
Yes, we are. And we recorded the entire thing. He still hasn't watched a single moment of that footage.
First of all, I have seen it. You showed me a tiny bit.
No, you closed your eyes and said, don't show me.
You showed me a tiny bit of it, so that's what we're not going to do.
Listen, the minute I got my finger off the camera and you could actually see the footage, it was incredible. And I'm offended you didn't see my filmography.
Okay, what we're not going to do is slander me on this podcast. That's what we're not going to do. Okay, wait, Michaela, before we get into some of the secret, do you have a secret that you have to share with us for later?
You have one saved, right? A good secret about a job.
Oh, yeah, my life is a disaster, so I have like two when it comes to jobs and how I got the coin, honey.
Don't you have one, though, that actually involved not a jeweler, but a retailer of some sort, right? Did you work at a suit shop or something?
Yeah, so I have two that pertain of like my entertainment career.
Okay.
And then I have one when I had to like low-key get this job and get paid under the table.
Whoa.
What?
I wanted to make sure she didn't reveal what it was.
Oh no! Tell us the suit job now. That's a throwaway. That's a funny story.
Okay.
That's not your main secret, right?
No, that's just my throwaway. Okay.
Okay, so tell us the suit story. This is fun.
I needed this gig because I needed the gig. So it was at the Beverly Hills Hotel, and my friend was like, "Listen, there's this like Persian suit owner, and I think he'll give you the job. You got to go in. Do you know anything?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've got it." So I go in, nothing. I like don't even date men. I'm like, "Yeah, I know suits very well." So I go in, and I'm like, "Hi, I'd like the job." Blah blah blah. He gives me the job. And so he is like, "Do you know anything? Like, what do you know?" And I'm like, "I'm good." And he's like, "Okay, well, do you know how to like measure suits? And do you understand like how to, make sure that, like all of that, like, is it long enough? Is it wide enough?" And I was like, yeah. Because my whole motto is like, just say yes and then figure it out later. Like that's probably why I've ended up the way that I have.
I don't know if that was the best idea for suits. Go ahead.
So he's like, "Oh, you look Persian. Are you Persian?" And I was like, 23andMe, like, I don't know. Like, I didn't want to totally like appropriate, but I wasn't going to be like, no. I was like, no, you're probably 23andMe. So somebody comes in, this guy comes in to get fitted for a suit. And he's like, "Okay, well, let me see." And he was kind of rude anyway. And I don't like when people are rude to me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Rightfully so.
like take the tape measure out and I start like measuring. Right. And I'm
Wait,
like,
so you actually went ahead and tried to measure this man and pretend like you knew what you were doing?
"Ma'am, I needed the job."
You did what needed to be done. I understand.
So I measure him. So I measure his back. And he's like, what does he look like to you just looking? And I was like,
Husky?
A 40 regular, right? Because I had gone through the thing real fast to see the numbers. And he's like,
"Oh my God.
A 40
okay,
regular?"
That's legit.
Yeah. And he was like, that's what it looks like? And I was like, yeah, to me, he looks like a 40 regular. And I can lie with conviction, Lord. So I pulled out that 40 regular, and it literally looked like Chris Farley when he was like a fat man in a little coat. Like the guy, like it was so bad. And he was like, "This is what," and I was like, I think it looks
Honey,
nice.
I'm a 40 long, so he must have been smaller than
And
me.
I'm a 40 regular, so.
Was he his size?
No, he was a big guy.
Oh, so I'm not a big guy.
You're a big guy, but he was like an athlete guy.
Oh, so it didn't fit him. It was too little.
Yeah, it was like Chris Farley in a little coat.
I flipped that in my mind. I was thinking it was big. Oh, yeah, Chris Farley's a bit. Oh,
right.
Yeah, and so he was like stuck, and it was like not working out, and it was like not a good look. And then I think at some point I was like, I was on American Idol, and they were like, "I don't care." And
Did he fire you?
Oh yeah,
you got fired.
Yeah, I got fired. Yeah,
for sure.
Oh my God!
I ripped one of his like $1,000 coats.
Oh God! Well, you're gonna get to your big story a little bit later, your big secret. But we're gonna share. I think we're gonna go through some secrets.
So we haven't seen any of these secrets, so we're gonna kind of just go through some of the secrets that people have sent to us.
And I like when he reads them and surprises me. So you and I get to be surprised together.
Well, I haven't read it either.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen. None of us have seen it.
You're gonna read it.
So we're all kind of experiencing it at the same time. Okay.
So nervous.
Here we go. The first one. I stole from a Walmart that I worked at on my shift because I didn't feel like putting it away.
Putting what?
Putting the stuff away.
They were like restocking shelves and just stole it?
Okay, so I worked in retail. Did you work in retail, Michaela?
Yeah, I've literally had every job.
Honey,
we've all worked in retail.
I worked at Walmart.
Wait, I knew you worked at Abercrombie before.
Yeah. So I got a job. This is so funny. This is even in here. I did not know this. So I worked at Walmart for one Christmas season when I was in high school. My friends and I all got jobs together.
Oh, I do know this story.
Yeah. And my friend Jenna had been working there for like a couple of years. It was like her real job, but we were all seasonal employees. And we all got hired. And I decided to just like not go in one day because she and I were shopping in Dayton, Ohio at the mall at Fairfield Commons. And I said, listen, I don't want to go to work today, so I'm not going to go back. I'm too good for this job. I'll just go to my next shift. I thought that's how it worked, right?
Right.
So then...
How old were you?
I was 17 or 18 probably.
Oh, okay.
And so then the next schedule comes out, which is like the first schedule after the holidays. And they told us, they're like, this is seasonal work. So I was like, they're not going to hire me after the holidays anyways. Every single person, all of my friends that got hired for seasonal help were on the next schedule except for me. I was the only one. I lost my job.
Because you just were like, I don't have to go to work today?
Yeah, I just didn't want to go.
But
I do that sometimes.
That's boundaries. Healthy.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Standards.
Here's the thing. I feel like at a place like Walmart, because it's so large, and I worked at Target before, AJ knows, overnight. Threw my back out one night taking stuff off the truck. It was an awful job. But I will say, even though you have inventory and track of everything, if something goes missing and I'm not condoning stealing. I've never stolen anything in my life, by the way.
Okay.
I know you have.
You did tell us. What did you steal?
Oh God, it's awful. I feel so bad about this.
Do you really though?
I mean, do I really?
Confess. Listen, Michaela, confess your mess.
Ooh.
These are my confessions. Okay. So the Meadows Mall is where me and my grandma used to go. So like, I kind of feel bad for that because like now my dead grandma's probably watching over me and she's like, I know now. And I'm like,
Yeah, she's judging.
Vivian Cavarici.
Sorry, Vivian.
Side note, sorry. Really quick side note. Do you ever, like when you're having sex and stuff, feel like your grandparents or like dead people are watching you?
Don't.
I think about that sometimes. I'm like,
I've thought of that.
So first of all, the first time me and Lisa had sex after my grandma died, when my grandma died, I went to her house and I took every photo that's ever been in her house of her. I took her robes, I took her blanket, like anything that my grandma owned, I just brought it into my house. I was like hoarding Vivian Cavarici. So the first time we had sex since my grandma passed, we were like laying on the blanket that was like thrown onto her sofa.
no.
And there was like the Mother Teresa statue and the photo and the rosary. And all of a sudden, it's so much.
She was a Catholic.
She was so Catholic.
Did a cold presence come? What happened?
No. I like opened my eyes and I like saw the statue and the photo of my grandma. And I was like, oh my God, I'm having a threesome with my grandma. Like, get this off me. Get off me, Lisa. I made Lisa tear down everything. I threw that blanket off. I took that. I mean, I had a meltdown.
Oh my God, I'm having a threesome with my grandma, she said.
I said, Lisa, break the photo.
Break the photo now. Put it down.
No, we couldn't continue having sex. I felt terrible.
You know, when I also around the same time, I think about a year or two later, I was in college and we used to go to, it's not a Walmart, but have you heard of Meijer? They have those in like the Midwest. People call them Myers, but it's basically like a Walmart or a Target. And they have like a produce side and then like a store side, like a Walmart. And my friend, we called her Cooter. Her name was Cooter.
Wait, isn't Cooter like code word for something else?
Yeah. So Cooter, we called her Cooter. And well, I won't tell you why, but she had like this little like side satchel that she would wear, and we would call it the magic purse because it was like a purse and a bag, so it was a purse. And she would wear it over her shoulder, and we would go there and just steal stuff. And usually I was stealing things for friends because I was kind of a nerd and I was excited. It was my freshman year of college. I had friends for the very first time because I was like the gay kid in the closet in high school, and so I was like just insecure. But I met like bros, and I was friends. I thought, and I was trying to buy their friendship because that's what I do. I'm a people pleaser. So we would go there and just steal stuff. And so at the end of the year, I'd stolen those disposable cameras and then took them back to get the developing because at that time at that store, you then picked up, you remember how you'd go pick up your photos and pay for them? You'd buy like the photos, the printed photos back in the day. Well, they let them sit out for you to go through and get your own, and then you'd go up to the counter and pay for them. Well, I went back, collected all of my photos, put them in the magic purse, and then walked out. And we got busted the last time we ever went before I was going home for summer break after my freshman year of college. And I had to do community service that summer. And my uncle found out about it. No. It was like, I got to wear like a cute outfit.
I thought the same thing. He should have been wearing an orange vest for the crime that he committed.
Well, my uncle was a police officer with the Toledo Police Department, which was nearby. And I was so terrified he was going to find out. And I don't think my parents never, ever knew. But I had to go do community service. And I snuck away.
Wait, they still don't know?
They know now. Okay, so here's why they know. Well, we then changed the name of the magic burst to the evil burst because it busted us. And we were so mad about it. And I never told my parents. And here's the Walmart tie-in, full circle moment. Years later, my little sister Carrie got caught stealing lipstick from Walmart in my hometown when she was in high school. And to take the heat off of her, I told my parents about the time I stole Meijer. I'm talking like 7 or 8 years later.
You're a great big brother.
Yeah, and they totally forgot about her.
Wait, but Michaela, we have to get to the other secrets, but you never finished your story because I hijacked it talking about your sex life.
I know she got fired.
No, that was the previous story. No. She was in the middle of another story and then...
Oh, you turned the frame over, right?
No, AJ. It was a story before that, and I interrupted who can talk about her sex life. And go ahead.
What did you steal?
Okay, so I went to the Meadows Mall. I was like 14, and I really wanted thongs. One of the girls that I went to school with wore thongs, and I was like still wearing full butt panties. And I was like, I'm not a hoe, but I want a thong.
Like so it could hang out the top of the jeans?
Whale tail.
Yeah, and it was like the style. It was the way, and then you kind of like put the thong outside of your jeans, and like when we went to Crystal, we went to the skating rink. I could like bend over, and you could see it a little bit.
That's hot.
Can I tell you a secret?
I was like such a virgin. I hadn't even French kissed anybody yet.
Hold that thought right there. Literally at the gym today, my partner was wearing a jockstrap with his gym shorts.
First of all, yes, I was wearing a jockstrap, and yes, it was. We can curse here. Anyway, it was hot, and we were doing like suitcase crunches and like things, and we're supposed to lift our legs. And then I literally, in the reflection of the mirror, I see like my full on jockstrap. I'm like, okay, well, let me pull this down. I can't do any of the leg lifts. Anyway, continue your story.
Barry's Boot Camp, West Hollywood. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you look good in a jockstrap, babe.
Yes.
You should see me like just the jockstrap. It's
20 of them. Go ahead.
Amazing.
Amen. So I went to Charlotte Russe. Oh, God. Sorry, Charlotte Russe.
Ooh, you were fashionable.
They had this like, you could get like 6 for $20, but like I was like, I can't buy these and I don't have $20. So I went into the dressing room. I had this like skirt on, and I just put like all the thongs on underneath my skirt. And like, I don't know what my 14-year-old mind was thinking, because like they saw me walk in with the thongs and then I didn't walk out with the thongs. And so all of a sudden, me and my friend Holly are like walking, and we see security like coming.
Oh no.
And I was like, I played soccer, so I was like, I could tell the truth or I could just run. And I don't know what happened. Me and my 17 thongs just hit the door, honey. I ran so fast. I ran all the way home. They followed me in their little security car with the yellow light. They were like looking for me. And I was like, I had to remember like what it felt like when I watched like Dateline. Like I just had to keep going, and I just had to go, or otherwise I was going to be in so much trouble. And I made it home, and I said, I'll never steal again. I was so tired, but I loved those.
More like a Paul Blart Mall cop.
Oh my God, yes.
I walked out of an Old Navy. One time. I'm sweating with 3 pair of jeans on, 3 layered, skinny under some big baggy jeans. I was wearing.
I can't relate to any of these stories because again, I have never stolen anything in my life. So
you've never stolen anything?
No, I've never stolen anything because I was a preacher's kid. And I was just so afraid. Like everybody I'm from Atlanta, but like Atlanta's still small. I was afraid somebody would find out. Like that would be embarrassing. I was a star.
I used to work at Abercrombie, and our managers would let us steal clothes.
Would they let you steal clothes?
Because they would do it.
Oh,
because we had to wear, because they got paid $5 an hour, and they would like, you have to wear current clothing. Just take tags off of things and wear the clothes, and then go home.
You're handsome. You should have been one of the models in the front.
I was the guy who stood on the A. I stood on the A.
Oh.
I was the guy.
He was the A guy.
I never shopped at Abercrombie.
No, every Abercrombie has an A and an F little, like a metal coin in the concrete at the entrance of the store. The original ones all do. If you
were you shirtless?
No. This was Toledo, Ohio. Like nobody should have been shirtless in Toledo, Ohio.
But were there guys who were shirtless?
No, not at our store.
Oh.
I think at Christmas time there might been a guy who wore Santa Claus hat and was shirtless, but not normally.
Wait, did you wear Fierce? Did you have the cologne Fierce?
Of course. Oh, I still love Fierce. You know, his mom got me a bottle of Fierce a couple years ago.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I still have
wait, guys. Okay, listen.
We got to get through some more secrets.
Okay, so we're just going to do like rapid fire on these secrets, quick reaction, and then we'll get into like our main secret. So, somebody said, I slept with my boss and got a hell of a good raise, and his wife doesn't know. I also slept with the same boss's wife, and he doesn't know. Wait,
you slept with the boss and the wife?
I got a hell of a good raise, and I also slept with the same boss's wife. And well, here's the thing. At that point, you should just tell each of them, hey, you're both into me. Let's just have a threesome, or let's just make this a throuple, because...
Yeah, because why lie?
And in real talk, if the boss is sleeping with her or him, hold on.
Doesn't matter.
If the boss is sleeping with them and then the wife is sleeping with them, then clearly they both are into exploring outside their relationship. So it's not like it's really going to be like a shock.
Yeah, but how do you bring
imagine
up that
though,
conversation?
The betrayal. You're like, honey, I cheated on you. I'm really sorry. And they're like, I cheated on you. And then you're like, with who? And you're like, Matthew. You just say it at the same time. You're like, Matthew. And then you're like, wait, that was
not Matthew.
That's my cheating boyfriend. Like, Matthew, you bitch.
I thought Matthew was mine.
Yeah, because Matthew might have a preference.
The boy is mine. It's like
Matthew might be like 60% into one of them and 40% into the other.
Right. But low key, I mean, that's enough. As long as it's not like a 70-30 split, you're good, right?
But also, why Matthew?
I mean, it sounds like it's right. Okay, here's another one. I took an edible at work and woke up in my car at McDonald's. Okay, edibles are fun. And let me tell you something. It's legal in California.
Yeah, totally.
And I will say there was one time, AJ was asleep. He probably is going to remember this. My best friend, Jenna, was going through it. And at the time, she was cat sitting at this weird apartment in Koreatown. Cat sitting.
Cats.
And at this place, it was cats. And then there was this snake. So she was cat sitting and snake sitting.
What?
I went there.
That's a bad combination.
I hadn't done edibles in so long. She gave me a piece of a chocolate bar and I was like, I don't feel anything. And I took another piece and another piece. Let me tell you something. It was like 11 o'clock at night. We got hungry and we were like, oh, let's go to Carl's Jr. From the apartment to Carl's Jr. while we were in the checkout line, I was like, oh no, it started to hit. I drove back to the apartment and I started going like to this dark space in this spiral. No. And it was like this old vintage building. And I was like, something's not right here. There's like demonic spirits here. I was like in a dark place. I had to leave. And I was like, but I have to drive home because at the time I borrowed AJ's car and AJ needed his car. Let me tell you something. I'm in the car and everything around me is like just hyper speed. And I probably was driving so slow. I thought I was going so fast. God. And I was like, whatever. And a cop passed, but I was like, oh God, I'm going to get busted. I'm going to jail. Like I'm a black man. It just is bad.
Also, if you're listening to this, we don't condone this activity.
No, not at all. Do not do an edible and drive. That's why I'm telling my story so that you can protect yourself.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So I get home safely. I park and I get upstairs. And at this point, it's like 2:30 in the morning. AJ at the time was working on Good Day LA, so he had to be up at like 4.
I was doing the news.
So I laying in bed. I couldn't fall asleep. My heart was beating so fast. All of a sudden, AJ's alarm goes off. He's walking to the bathroom to get ready for work. And I'm like, hey. He's like, whoa. What's going on? I was like, sorry, I took an edible. I went down a dark. My heart's beating so fast. I just, and he was like, what the is happening right now? Anyway, so that's my edible story.
Listen, it's not going to take edibles when you have anxiety too. If it's not the right kind, honey, you're dead.
Right.
If you're not in the right headspace, don't.
And here's the thing. If you are interested, sativa is an upper. Okay, so let's get into the next. Took a 15-minute break at work, went to the bathroom, and ate a foot-long Subway.
Okay, so here, I love Subway.
Well, honey, eat the Subway, but why go to the bathroom? Not tuna Michaela, on tuna crime.
Okay, also, that's not real tuna. Did you see that story recently that Subway doesn't use real tuna? They don't know what it even is. But also, that won't deter me because I used to listen. I used to mess up. That was good, Michaela. I just got it. I used to mess up some crab meat salad though. Crab meat salad at Subway. But every now and then I have a craving for a foot-long wheat with lettuce. Well, obviously turkey, provolone, lettuce, tomato, onions, pickles, black olives, pepperoncinis, mayonnaise, spicy mustard, oil, and pepper. Obsessed. It slaps.
And I've offered him a foot long many a times, and he's not interested. So,
it's a sex joke, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, this is the last one before we get into the main secret.
Okay.
A customer at my store who's married and much older asked me to be his sugar baby.
Okay.
Well, did she do it or not?
I don't know. And that's the thing. We have to follow up. But here's the thing when it comes to things like that. And I never want to judge. I don't judge only because just because you're married, I don't know your relationship, right? And I know quite a few couples where they are married, but they're open and like they do their own things. If anybody, I'll ask you, AJ, and I'll ask you, Michaela, for AJ, if anybody ever offered to be my sugar daddy, would you be okay? And Michaela, if anybody ever offered for you to be their sugar baby, would you talk to Lisa about it? Like, what if we had an agreement and they said they were going to pay us, like, what if they said they were going to pay us $5,000 a week?
So basically what he's describing now, Michaela, for those of us who are old enough to remember, is the plot line to the Demi Moore film, Indecent Proposal.
Indecent Proposal.
Oh.
Here's the thing.
No.
I remember when I was a kid, when that movie came out, I was like, that's the most insane plot line I've ever heard. Never in a million years. Now as a grown man, I'm like, $1 million? $1 million?
Wow.
Get a real nice house.
That was a test because I wanted to see what he was going to say. I would not take it.
But also low key, you'd be into it. Michaela, would you, if Lisa was okay with it, your partner of 6 years, your lesbian lover,
DJ Lisa Pittman.
if she said, she's so good. If she was like, go for it. We're good. Go make that side money. Would you do it?
I don't know. No one's ever wanted to take care of me. Slide
but
my
also,
DMs. Slide if you're listening. Slide into my DM. Offer me things.
I don't want to have sex or do anything for that. I just I'll go out to dinner.
Listen,
but I don't want to.
I had one guy years ago who was like, full on married. AJ would know if I told him. And he was like, I want to like take care of you, blah, blah, blah. He thought this was like Pretty Woman. Like I was like 19 and he was like older and he was like, do you want to go to this fancy hotel? First of all, Cheesecake Factory is fancy to me. So I was like, yes. And so then I was swimming in the pool. And then he was like, I want to like take care of you. But honestly, it just wasn't for, I have like this code with other women that I was like, I just can't do it. Like if you're married, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I've thought so many times over the years, because this city's a struggle and this industry is a struggle. I've thought so many times, how nice would it be if I were the type of guy who could just have a sugar daddy and have somebody take me under their wing. I have to put out every now and then, but I get really nice things.
How often have you thought about this over the years, AJ? Because we've been together for almost 9 years. So
well, you and I were real broke at the beginning and used to go to Denny's on your birthday because we couldn't afford to get an actual meal.
For the free birthday dinner.
But even at that moment, I still wouldn't have done it because I love you so much.
Oh, I appreciate that. But also, we could have discussed it, and if they were paying enough, then maybe. Listen, down payment for a house. Okay, so the secret is, I lied on my resume, and now I'm a teacher. It's been a semester, and they still don't know.
Stop.
Y'all.
Like teaching children?
Y'all.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah, first of all,
I'm obsessed.
okay, so before we like really dive into this, does it matter if it's like what age it is, like college or
well, I mean, are they teaching like a cooking class or are they teaching like third graders? Because that's a big difference.
It sounds, I mean, I feel like you don't have to give a resume for a cooking class, right?
It sounds like a teacher.
Okay, what we're not going to do is drag this person. It's iconic.
No,
this bitch said, I'm a teacher. She got the job. And now she's teaching.
It's on the school. It's on the school. It's not on her.
Okay.
Well,
is it?
Also, who's lying to get a teaching job? They don't get paid anything. They have no help. Let them teach.
I lied. Yeah.
Okay, Michaela, to be fair, you lied to get a suit. What do you call it? What were you exactly in the suit job?
I was like I don't know. I was like a suit
who
supplier.
lies to get like a $32,000 a year job?
Somebody who needs the money.
Oh.
If she wants to teach, let her lie.
What would you do, Michaela, if you say you had a child? You have 2 children now, Rocco and Bruno, your dogs. Mm-hmm. But if you had a real human child, you know, I know you and Lisa want to start a family sometime here in the next couple of years. And you found out that your child's teacher, you loved the teacher, absolutely loved them.
Okay, like I really did.
Yeah, then found out after a semester, they lied and they have no right teaching your child. Are you upset?
No, I think it's iconic. That's street smarts, baby. I don't want book smart for my kids. I want street smarts.
Okay, here's the thing though. So I think for me, because I would have a problem, I think it depends on like the age range, because low-key pre-K to like first grade, I feel like you're teaching like the ABCs and stuff. Like
I feel like at that age, I feel like I could teach that still.
That can't be hard.
Once you get to like 4th or 5th grade, I would have no idea what I'm doing.
It's pretty much like babysitting with a little education.
They didn't say what grade they're teaching. They didn't say.
No.
Can you imagine she's teaching like calculus and she's like just drawing
trigonometry?
Like
okay, but what if they actually are really good at calculus and maybe they don't have like the experience
maybe they learned off YouTube.
Yeah,
and they're really good.
Listen, you can learn a lot of things off TikTok. Have you tried that DIY section?
Listen, there's so many different ways, and I think actually maybe we should be applauding this person for being
ingenuity.
I said it from the beginning. An icon, a
hero.
You did.
You said an icon. And I will say, I recently on a flight to New York watched Tom and Jerry, the live action version. And in the movie, sorry, spoiler alert, if anybody was planning on watching this film, just want to make sure I make this clear. But in the movie, the main girl, she pretty much takes someone else's resume and pretends it's her own. And then she gets this job as this event planner at this super nice hotel. And she was successful at it. And the only reason it got messed up is because the other guy who was one of the other event planners sabotaged her. But she did a great job.
Wait, I feel like we should start a segment for you. Also not my show, but just I love to like do things that I have no business doing. When you have the big secrets, you should have a chance to be like, are they the hero or like the loser? Because in this case, I think this person is the hero. I think it's so smart.
Wouldn't the opposite of that just be a villain, Michaela? The hero or the loser?
You know, I love that word loser. I don't know why. I just think it's so funny. You're like, the loser.
Yeah, I love it. Love it or lose it.
It's so hard. I feel like that's a segment already somewhere.
Love it or leave it, I think. There's a TV show on TLC or something.
Or isn't it Love It or List It?
Oh, yeah, that's good too.
Oh, yeah.
And also, I don't know, for copyright reasons, like I need to get clarification on this, like what I'm allowed to sing. But every time there are certain trigger words where I just have to sing it. And then a hero comes along. It's very hard for me.
She started coughing.
Mariah.
What's the hardest song you sang on American Idol, Michaela?
Probably Love Will Lead You Back. No, Somewhere by Barbra Streisand.
Oh, Barbara Babs.
Yeah,
why was it so hard?
Well, it's first of all Barbara, and I was 16, and I was singing about there's a place for us, and I was like very much a virgin, never been in love. Like I was like, there's a place for us. I was like looking in the audio. I was like looking at nobody. I'm like, you guys want to put me through, or you want me to be emotionally attached? I was like sitting on the stairwell. I had this like I remember it so clearly. I had like slicked back my hair and I put this like black shirt on and these giant hoops, and I was like, I am class.
Not me YouTubing this right now.
Oh, go ahead. I was like, I am class. I am sass.
Oh my god!
I like sat down like this because I had like I was known for being like I had a huge personality. So to like bring it all down was going to be something that was going to work in my benefit.
Of
I was
course.
sitting like this, and I was like,
hit him with something different.
I started off not looking at the camera, and I was like,
First of all, apparently, I've watched this before.
Oh wait! Oh my god! Wait, he got onto YouTube and literally he's seen this before.
Shy and reserved, and I hate attention. Just kidding.
apparently I've seen it too.
This is great. I mean, but that voice. Oh wait. It's just funny now that you told us that you're not looking at anybody. You're really trying to connect, and I love it.
You really are. Somebody gave you the note to really connect on the song.
I got a note. Okay, I got a note from the vocal coach, and she was like, I want you to pretend. First of all, I grew up so dysfunctional. She's like, I want you to pretend like you're looking at your parents since you're a virgin. And I was like,
you're like, I low-key hate them.
I was like, I fucking hate them. And I was like, there's a place for us somewhere. That's why I lost. It's their fault. Theirs and Carrie Underwood's.
Wait. Yeah. So Carrie Underwood was her roommate for a bit on American Idol. And I also went to, before we get to the next secret, can you please tell Emile? I don't know if you know this story. One time you were invited back to American Idol.
Oh my God, this is a secret.
And the winners, a lot of winners were brought back. You were not a winner. You were 11th place.
Yes,
however,
amen.
Winners were brought back, and somehow you were a part of the mix.
Okay, so here's what they did.
Please tell the story.
It was Simon's last season, and so they wanted to do a farewell for Simon. I hate myself. And so they brought back all the winners, and then like some of the idols that had found success. And at that time, I was like still doing really well, and I was on television. I liked myself, and so
wow. You host a national talk show with me right now. You're still doing really well.
No, it was good. So I see Taylor Hicks, and I'm like talking it up with him because I knew all the idols because I hosted Idol Extra. So I was friends with the seasons after mine. So we're talking, and we walk into the room because they had asked us to all go on stage and do a little tribute for Simon, which was why I was there. So I walk into the room, and I'm sitting down, and we're chatting, and I look over, and I'm like, oh, there's Kelly. Love her. And then I'm like, oh, there's Fantasia. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm like so successful right now. And then I realize it's literally only the winners. Like it was just the winners rehearsal room. And then my rehearsal room would have been with like the people that didn't win. But in my fashion, I was like, well, I'm a winner. I'm not getting up now. Like I'm just going to hum. So they start rehearsing. Michael Orland's playing the piano, and he's looking at me, and he's like, Michael Orland's the MD, and I've known him for a long time too. And he's looking at me, and he's like, and I'm like, So I'm like humming behind the winners, and I'm just like, I don't know what's going to happen right now. So Jordan Sparks sounds like an angel. All of a sudden, her skin's like perfect. And I'm like, okay, I'm here. All of a sudden, Carrie Underwood walks into the room, bursts in, she's late, and everyone's like, hi. And I'm like, hi. And she's like, what are you doing? And I was like, congratulations on your marriage. And she was like, I'm engaged. And I was like,
oh my gosh.
Okay, well, congratulations. And she's like, why are you in here? And I was like, I guess I'll go then. I guess
The
I'll just
story
walk out.
never
and I just literally
ever gets old.
just walked out of the room, and I just slowly shut the door. And
Michaela.
I just ended up on stage. It's a lie. It's a
so
lie.
on brand.
It's so on brand. Like,
I love the confidence though. Like the fact that you stayed in the room for so long. It wasn't until Carrie Underwood shook your hand. And that's a lesson
called me
right
out.
There. That's a lesson right there. Mm-hmm. If you place yourself in a room, this is an inspirational moment.
You can get kicked out by Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, you too.
If you believe in yourself long enough and you sit in the winner's circle, baby, you can get kicked out by the most successful person in the room.
Wait, what was that Lady Gaga when she was doing the
all it takes is there's one person, you've seen one person in the room. For me, that one person is Bradley Cooper. He believed in me.
Yeah.
I love Lady Gaga.
Yeah,
there could be 100 people in the room.
All right, we're getting to our next question.
The next secret is Michaela's.
Oh, you have a secret for us.
I'm ready for the juiciest of juiciest secrets from you, Michaela. You have so many, but
what's your secret from your employment history?
I mean, there's two that are pretty bad. But the one that was very bad was I had just got signed to CAA. It was shortly after American Idol. I was doing really well.
It's a big talent agency here in Los Angeles, if anybody doesn't know.
Literally one of the top.
So I got a call for this huge audition. And it was for the unit on CBS. The character's name was Lila Lee. She was a country singer.
Oh, the TV show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The unit. Yeah.
The unit. Mm-hmm. So I was like, yeah, this tracks. I can absolutely book this. Not a problem. So I go in and they love me. They think I'm so great, so into it. And so they said,
well, you were on a country music show. You wanted to be a country music artist for a bit, right?
Yeah, I did. But then they're like, you're Italian and Jewish, go home. And I was like, okay.
Like Carrie Underwood said. Yeah.
Hear that. So
it's a
I'm
theme
like in the
life.
room. It's a theme, just getting kicked out of everywhere. So I make it to now the big guys, and David Mamet is one of them. And if you don't know who David Mamet is, he's a huge director and he's really amazing. And so he said, you're incredible. Do you know how to play the guitar? And I was like, yes. And he was like, you know how to play the guitar? And I was like, does Dolly know how to play the guitar? Yeah, I know how to play the guitar, because Dolly is a hero. So, and I was like 18. Okay. Like my whole life has just been like, you go, girl. Like in my head, I'm just like, you go, queen. So I'm like, yes, I do. So I go back for the final audition, and he's like, look, listen, it's between you and just one other girl. Can you play the guitar? And I was like, David, I said what I said. And he was like, okay, great. Sounds good. So we get on set. I look adorable. I was like very petite at the time. My hair was healthy. I'm so excited. And so I go on stage. Now, when I get on stage, there's like 300 troops that I have to sing to, because it's part of the character.
It's like a USO thing, like you're performing for the troops.
Yes. So it's after a really sad moment. They lose one of their troops. Now I'm on stage singing. The troops.
So you're there to bring their spirits back
up
with your talent as a guitarist.
Yes, and singing Home on the Range. Thank you.
Wow.
Wait, pause.
And so
that doesn't cheer anybody up.
It doesn't. But it was
Did they
emotional.
choose that song?
Huh?
They chose that song for you?
Well, I wouldn't choose that song. It's hideous.
I mean,
you have to make sure you're also telling us you can play the guitar. Continue.
Okay. So I have my cowboy boots on. I have this camouflage skirt on, and I sit down, and I'm like, this is it, baby. This is the time. And so I put the guitar down. They yell action, and I start strumming, and I start singing Home on the Range. And so far it's good. The troops are into it. All of the people on set, no one's really harassing me.
Mm-hmm.
So I hear cut, and I'm like, it's a wrap. I'm incredible.
Nailed it.
David Mamet comes up to me, and he goes, come here. What, David? So
You're 18 years old?
I'm 18. I go, hold my guitar. I get down to the end of the stage. I'm like,
my guitar.
What, David?
I don't know how to.
And he's like, I thought you said you knew how to play the guitar. And I was like, I do. And he's like, what were you doing? And I was like, strumming. And he was like, but you said you knew how to play. And I said, well, you didn't specify, David. I can play the key of C.
Gosh.
And
you knew one key?
He literally stepped. And then I think it was at that moment that I realized what was happening.
Yeah, there's hundreds of thousands of dollars involved in this.
Hundreds of thousands.
Wow.
Everyone looking at me. I'm totally getting yelled at. And he
You
was
just
like,
lied.
huh?
You just lied.
I didn't lie. I could play the key of C. And not at any point did David ask me how many chords I could play.
I mean, that is true. Technically, you did answer the question correctly.
Now I know why you supported the teacher who doesn't have a teaching degree. You're shady. Oh my God, were you so cute? Okay, so what happened? Did they hire the other girl then, or did you get to actually do?
Babe, we were almost done. We were wrapping the shoot. Wow. It was like the end of day. I filmed all of my scenes. My agent came to see me. Also, oh my God, that was just a mess.
From CAA?
Yes, she came to see me.
Michaela.
My big debut. I know.
I'm literally sweating. This makes me so uncomfortable.
Also sweating because the air is off and it's very hot.
It's really hot in here.
Also I know. So he pulled back and he was like, I'm going to need you to not focus on her hands. Please focus on her face. And if you look back at the episode, there is not at one point where you can see my hands. You may see like this. And that was it. And my agent called me and she said, listen to me. I love you. You got a lot of balls. And I'm always going to stand up for you. But don't you ever do that again. And I was like, I'll probably do it again, but okay.
Oh my God.
We need to find that footage.
I was going to say, if I go on YouTube, can I find that too? Or
I kind of thought I'd run into David at some point in my career. And
he's been avoiding you ever since.
Yeah.
Like the plague.
For 15 years now.
I am COVID. He is the vaccine. He is literally fighting to not see me.
Here's the thing. I think, we've learned a lot on this episode, and let's just quickly talk about some of the things that we've learned through these secrets.
Yeah.
I'll start. I think for me, I learned
your takeaway of the day.
First and foremost, if you have the confidence to believe that you can do something, you can do anything.
He's talking to you.
Anything.
You.
That's real. I remember, and this is my last secret, talking about my best friend Jenna again. We used to work for a production company, and it was the Hero Dog Awards.
He has other friends also.
Yeah, I do have other friends.
Yeah.
And our assignment for the Hero Dog Awards was to guard Betty White's dressing room.
Yeah.
And we're standing outside of Betty White's dressing room.
This is your best job ever.
And I was so excited. I was like, oh my God. Like, first of all, it's Betty White in there. She's an icon. And then also, like, we're protecting Betty White. Like, that's our job. So we were flanked on each side of the door, standing there ready to protect Betty White. When I tell you, and keep in mind, I was like 21 at the time.
And
she was
not
like 23.
built like this either.
No, not at all. I was tall, lanky, and just whatever. Not intimidating at all. So first, like, somebody comes to the door. I was like, oh no, you can't go in there. Oh, I'm her publicist. And then they just go right in. And then the next person, oh, you can't go in there. Oh, I'm so-and-so. Oh, you can't go in there. Like, every single person went by us. Like, we did not protect Betty White from anything. So if anything happened to Betty White, it would have been our fault. But the point is, I believed in that moment that I could do it. I couldn't do it, but I believed it. So that's what I took away from this.
It's what I love about you. I do. I really do.
Yeah, babe, I thought I could sit in the room with the winners. Like, if you think you can do it, you can do it.
But you did sit in the room with the winners. It was until Carrie Underwood came in. But before that, you were fine. You were talking to Taylor Hicks. Fantasia was over there.
Okay. I didn't want to do this on your podcast, but I think that this might get some traction. I think Carrie Underwood wants my life.
Clearly, that's the take. I was going to say, that's actually my takeaway from this. This experience has taught me that Carrie Underwood, all the fame, all the money in the world, she's still jealous of you.
Yeah.
She's jealous of you. Yeah. It is what it is, Michaela. That's my takeaway. What's your takeaway? What'd you learn today?
That Carrie Underwood wants to
Michaela, we love you.
Yes.
AJ will see you at work tomorrow.
I'll see you in the morning at 5 a.m.
Confess your mess.
Confess Your Mess is a Straw Hut Media podcast produced by Ryan Tillotson and Frank Driscoll. Thank you so much for listening, and don't forget to subscribe and share.
And if you have a secret and want to share, go to confessyourmess.us to submit. Your secret could end up in the show.
Ooh.